There are calls tonight for an amnesty over fines issued during the pandemic to people who broke COVID rules. An ITV News investigation has revealed that the lives of thousands of people are being blighted by demands to pay huge penalties. Nearly 125,000 COVID fines were issued across the country, and we've obtained exclusive information that almost £17 million of that remains unpaid. The offences included sharing a social media post about a socially distant snowball fight. And people are being pursued through the courts or sometimes by debt collectors for, in some cases, thousands of pounds. The fines for Partygate 2 years ago, you might well remember, when people partied in Downing Street in lockdown, tended to be less than £100. Our UK editor Paul Brand reports.
I am Toriana Reid and I was fined £14,300 for breaking the COVID rules.
The pandemic upended many lives, but few so drastically as Toriano's. Almost 4 years on, he's lost his family home, his partner, and at times, even his will to live. Perpetual punishment for a momentary mistake by someone else he lived with.
My son's come to the door and he said, "Dad, there's 5 police in the garden." And I could see the look on his face like he wasn't joking.
Toriano hadn't been at the illegal gathering in his garden. He was at work delivering supermarket orders. But the home was in his name, and therefore so too was the fine.
November 1st, November 5th, November 9th.
He owes £14,300, which is still being chased by bailiffs. They recently clamped his car.
How did you feel when you heard the amount of money that you owed?
Oh my God, my heart dropped. It's affecting my mental health like big time. I don't know where to get the money, like physically. I work like everyone else and I got no savings, like potentially chasing me for the money. I don't know, I generally don't know what to do about it. I don't. I could work until I'm blue in the face. It won't be enough to pay.
That must be really, really difficult to live with that anxiety.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. Like, I feel like being boxed in. And if I generally know how to fix it, I would have done it. Like, I would have done it. I don't know how to do it.
Data obtained by ITV News shows that up to October this year, almost 125,000 COVID fines had been issued, equating to as much as £25 million. But almost half, 54,000, weren't paid, leaving many, like Toriano, to be taken through the courts, with a total of almost £17 million being pursued, including by bailiffs.
His fictional party was a business meeting. And it was not socially distanced.
Adding up all the fines issued for Partygate still wouldn't total Toriano's debt. The £50 or £100 penalties far more easily paid by the likes of the former Prime Minister.
When you have a system which is not being applied equally to everybody, then you need to look at changing it. And it can easily be changed by looking at those fines, particularly these very large fines, fixed penalty notices that have been imposed on people, and looking at rescinding them.
I'm Zen, and I was charged £10,000 for apparently breaking COVID rules.
The fines fall disproportionately on young people like Zen, who was part of this snowball fight during lockdown in Leeds. He denied organising it, but his penalty was £10,000. Bailiffs have already been to his house multiple times to make him pay.
Not been sleeping very well, regularly having dreams about it. I'll be trying to have fun and trying to be with my friends, trying to enjoy just normal life, and then all of a sudden I'll just get this dark cloud over my head that reminds me, oh yeah. When I'm sat at home by myself, I'm thinking, is that person knocking at the door the person that's going to come into my house? It's actually like an alarm going off in my head all the time, like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
The Home Office told us fines were a strong deterrent during the pandemic and people could query them with the police. But the huge debt of their errors hasn't just left people like Toriano deterred.
It's really hard.
but destroyed. Paul Brand, ITV News.